right. We have a lot of great stuff for you this week in movie news. All right, our first bit of movie news. Barry Keoghan, apparently he exited Gladiator 2. He had a little bit of a scheduling conflict, so he's no longer going to be in it. What do you think about having a sequel to Gladiator?
I don't know. I still think Russell Crowe is very, very good at that stuff.
Yes, he's the GOAT. I don't know. It's not going to involve him in any way. I believe it's going to be a whole new story from what I heard. So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting seeing continuation of that time period and some other stuff going on and whatnot. What did you think of the first film?
Oh, it was awesome. That music made me emotional. It was very, very awesome. You got Joaquin Phoenix as a bad guy. You got Russell Crowe. It's just awesome, But there were some critics who didn't like it. I'm not gonna say any names, but they're in heaven. May he rest in peace.
Interesting, and I'm not sure who you're talking about, but I think I know.
Siskel and Ebert.
Well, yeah, there you go. Yeah, when he said the management.
Yeah.
Anyway, apparently he was set to portray a villainous Emperor Gaeta alongside Paul Mescal, Denzel Washington, Pedro Pascal, and Joseph Quinn.
Ooh.
So great cast. So it's he's going to be missed on the set. Apparently, who knows who they're going to get to replace him. I don't know. Maybe it's someone of a high caliber of acting. So we'll see. We'll see who they get to take on that role. But he's definitely a great actor, and I'm gonna miss what we could have potentially got with him in that role. All right, moving on. Apparently, the horror movies continue with children's properties. First, we had. Was it Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey?
Holy
then we had
moly.
Then we had the mean one, where it's like the horror movie Grinch. I haven't seen either of them. I heard that they were just awful. And apparently they're doing a sequel to Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey now. And then
I am kind of want to see it. I'm not sure. I mean,
I think we can rent it now. We should check it out. But
moly,
apparently they're doing a Cinderella horror movie adaptation, and it's currently in development. According to Bloody Disgusting, a Cinderella horror film is officially in the works from studio Champ Dog Films. It's going to be titled Cinderella's Curse. It's going to release sometime this October. I don't know. What do you think about this whole, taking something that's traditionally for kids and then making it into a horror film? I don't know about that.
Well, with the domain and whatnot, I guess, people have certain domains, I guess they're going to want to make it, creative and whatnot. But I think it's a load of nonsense what they're doing. I mean, they're taking an innocent children's fairy tale book and they're making it into a horror movie. I'm like,
yeah,
all right.
I think that's enough. They tried it once, and I think it proved to be not viable. I heard that Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey was just absolute trash. I think they should just focus on making original properties and whatnot, But that's just my opinion, man. Right. Next bit of movie news. Officially, WB removes all director and writer credits when they switched over from HBO Max to Max. Writers and directors have spoken out against the change, which reportedly violates DGA rules for official credits, as well as reducing the creative contributions of directors and writers. I agree with them. I think that's them. They're taking, instead of listing the people who are directing and writing these films, they're just kind of mashing them all together, saying, oh, they're just creators of they're basically essentially content creators of this movie or show or whatever it is. And it's like, no, it's like you got to give them proper billing. After all, there is a hierarchy and whatnot. I don't know. They need to fix that quick because they're already catching flack for all the changes that they made. This is just on the long list of that. All right. Next bit of movie news. The Flash director apparently has. Oh wait, no. This I had an old bit of movie news. Actually, forget the Flash for a second. We're talking about the great Quentin Tarantino. Apparently, he released a little more information about his new movie, The Movie Critic, I should say. Apparently he said it's based on a guy who really lived, but was never really famous. And he used to write movie reviews for a porno rag. all the other stuff was too skanky to read, but there was a porno rag that had a really interesting movie page. He wrote about mainstream movies, and he was on the second string. He was like a second string critic. I think he was a very good critic. He was cynical as hell. His reviews were a cross between early Howard Stern and what Travis Bickle might be if he were a film critic. Think about Travis's diary entries. So that's interesting. It's going to be, so it's not originally who they thought it was going to be about. I don't know. Are does this movie sound interesting at all?
It actually does.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting.
I mean, it's Tarantino. I mean,
Quentin Tarantino, he's a super, super, super badass. He's rich. He has all that stuff from the movies. He has all that props. He is a legendary national treasure.
Oh yeah. I mean, he rarely steers us wrong. So, I mean, so far from what I'm getting from this movie, it doesn't sound too interesting. But I mean, it's just I'm betting he's just barely scratching the surface about what this movie is about. And he can turn anything interesting. I mean, he's such a great writer of dialogue. I think it's gonna be great. What do you think?
I think it's gonna be great. Very great. Woo!
I sure hope so. I mean, it's supposedly his final movie, so he's got to go out with a bang, right?
Yep.
All right. Moving on. Apparently, Phil Lord and Chris Miller have cast Ryan Gosling in a project called Hail Mary. It's apparently an adaptation of a book by Andrew Weir, same author who wrote The Martian. Remember that? Remember they made it into a movie with what's his face, Matt Damon, or something?
Oh yeah, that's an awesome movie.
Yeah, so that's gonna be interesting. I don't know. What do you think? Are you a fan of Ryan Gosling?
Oh yeah, I mean, I saw that movie La La Land, and it was really interesting.
It was a good movie. I liked that.
Musical with Emma Stone, Ryan Gosling. Oh, and for those of you who do not know, it was Jeff Goldblum's wife who had a stand-in stunt double for Emma Stone.
Oh really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, I didn't know what her name was, but but apparently Jeff Goldblum's wife is in the movie. I don't know which character she plays, but
we said she was stand-in, right?
Yeah, I think she was a stand-in for Emma Stone or a stunt double. I'm not sure, but
that's cool. That's a little bit of a cool tidbit of information. There's like a clip going around of behind the scenes from that movie where Emma Stone is like doing like freestyle dancing to Ryan Gosling playing the piano, and it's cool because you can see that they filmed it all in camera. There's no like hidden cuts. It does like a whip pan back and forth real quick between her dancing and then Ryan Gosling playing the piano. And she's doing like this whimsical fancy dancing and whatnot. And then they did it all in one take. You can see them panning back and forth. It's really, really cool. Good movie. I also liked him in Blue Valentine. Remember the Titans? That was a good role.
He was in there?
Yeah, he was in Remember the Titans. You got to rewatch that movie, man. That's a good movie.
I have seen it, but I didn't see Ryan Gosling in there. I mean,
he's in there.
What did he play?
He played one of the football players.
Oh yeah.
You got to check it out, man. It was good. Remember, there's that one scene where he's really into like country music. He's like, "How about this one? I don't even have to ask about this one." And then one of the other guys is like, "Does cruel and unusual punishment mean anything to you?" I love that scene. All right. Not to get too off topic here. Moving on. Apparently, Marvel has delayed the Thunderbolts due to the Writers Guild strike. I mean, we saw this coming.
We hope it's going to come back. We hope that Harrison Ford does a really, really good job. We heard it from the movie news, and we just heard it that Harrison Ford is going to be the best. Thunderbolt Ross. Of course, we're going to miss William Hurt's portrayal. May he rest in peace.
Yes.
It's a very, very legendary portrayal of the character, but we got to see Harrison Ford's new take on the character.
Oh yeah, he's way better of an actor and probably of a person. I've heard some like stuff about what's his face. Was he William Hurt? Yeah, I heard that he was a scoundrel and some rumors and whatnot. Not to get too off topic here, but
not to get too off
anyway,
topic.
I know Harrison Ford's a way better pick anyway. Hopefully everything gets resolved soon for the writers' sake, that they get the compensation they're looking for. But like I said, we saw this coming. Everything's being delayed due to the writers' strike. I mean, you can't have movies without writers.
Yeah, and it's a load of nonsense. But I did hear about the new Indiana Jones movie. I heard that on the Rotten Tomatoes, movie review, it didn't do that good, but Nevertheless, I will see it.
Oh yeah, I
Pretty
definitely
soon.
want to see it. I mean, I trust the audience score more so than the critic score. But yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm going to see it regardless because it's his last time as Indiana Jones, end of an era. So we'll see. We'll see how that movie does. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. And then also, of course, Blade has been pushed back too because of the writer's strike. Everything's being pushed back. That's because
Oh, I
that's not
hope this
written yet
riot
because of the
strike
writer's
is,
strike.
over and everything can go back to normal and
Yeah,
whatnot.
I heard even Deadpool 3. It's even though it's written already. Ryan Gosling, because he's part of not Ryan Gosling, Ryan Reynolds. We were talking about Gosling earlier. Ryan Reynolds is part of like the Writers Guild, and so he's prohibited from writing any like ad libs. So like how like when he's talking as Deadpool, he'll just like add random stuff in that's not part of the script, and it'll make it into the movie. He's not allowed to ad lib at all. Apparently, while filming Deadpool 3, he has to stick to the script 100%. So that's I feel like that's gonna I don't know, inhibit his ability to be humorous. I don't know about that one. We'll see how that movie turns out. I feel like they should just stop filming until the writer's strike is over, but they got to keep chugging along, I suppose. They can't delay everything. All right. Our next bit of movie news: Angry Hanks is back. Apparently,
what's going on with him?
apparently, on the Cannes red carpet, Tom Hanks was seen. It appears that he's yelling at somebody on the red carpet. It looks like the return of Angry Hanks. Oh no. Or is it? Apparently, according to his wife, Rita Wilson, that's not the case at all. Apparently, he was on the red carpet looking angry, shaking his finger, wagging his finger at somebody. But apparently, Rita Wilson said that that's not the case, that it turns out that it was loud. They couldn't hear anything that the man was saying. They were looking for directions on where to go. And he was just hard of hearing and he couldn't hear him. And so he was talking loud because, it's loud on the red carpet and you can't hear, and that he wasn't angry at all. He was just confused, a confused old man. So apparently they blew the story out of.
He is legendary and so funny.
Yeah, apparently they blew the story out of proportion. So no Angry Hanks. I know how much you love your Angry Hanks. What did he yell last time? When someone almost bumped into his wife.
Wife, back the fuck off! Knocking over my wife.
I think he added that last part, but yeah, he said something similar to that. My wife.
That was fun fact. That was supposed to be in Toy Story 1.
What?
No, I mean, like
actually,
there was a.
He's supposed to say "back the fuck up."
But it was something like that, but they didn't allow him to do cursing back then, so I guess they want to keep it fresh.
That's right.
Yeah,
I think he was supposed to be like "fuck you, Buzz Lightyear."
That was supposed to be it, but I don't know how it happened. I have no idea.
That's something like that. Yeah, don't take our word for it though.
Don't take my word for it.
Right.
I say stuff just because I like to say stuff.
Me too. All right. Not to get too off topic here. Righty. All right. Next bit of movie news. We have we're getting into the last bit of movie news here, and a sad bit of movie news. Apparently, the avant-garde filmmaker and Hollywood fabulist Kenneth Anger has passed away, which is sad. Also, we have Jim Brown, actor.
Oh, that's right, from the Dirty Dozen.
Yeah, NFL Hall of Famer and civil rights activist Jim Brown has passed away as well at the age of 87.
If I'm not mistaken, he was a football player for the Cleveland Browns.
Yes, and then also I remember the one role I remember him recently. I watched a review online of Mars Attacks. Of course, he was in Mars Attacks. I remember him in that. He played Pam Grier's husband, estranged husband, in that movie. Ex-boxer. I remember he gives his life, to save people from the aliens. He starts like punching him and boxing him and whatnot. He was good in that movie. He will be missed. And of course, as we mentioned at the beginning of this episode, Ray Stevenson has passed away.
So sad.
Of course, we know him as Volstagg in Thor.
But he is best known for the Punisher
Warzone, RRR. More recently, he was 58 years old.
So sad.
And this brings a
We
conclusion.
will miss you, good sir, and we will continue to watch your movies, Mr. Stevenson, and of course, R.I.P.
Definitely.
And keep on watching, good sir.
Definitely. This brings a conclusion to This Week in Movie News.